14th.
All right, let's call this regular meeting of the Marion County Board of Supervisors to order. Jake?
Keisha John,
Here.
Mark Ramey,
Here.
Steve McCombs. Here.
Would entertain a motion for this morning's agenda.
Make motion we approve today's consent agenda. Yeah, sorry, not consent. Regular agenda.
Skipping ahead.
Yeah, I know, right? Need to get clarity.
McCombs. Aye. Ramey,
Aye.
John.
Aye.
Jake, any communications?
No, sir.
All right, public comments. Portion of our agenda, the public can speak on items not on this morning's agenda. The board cannot act on those items, but they could be topics for future meetings. Are there any public comments?
I have one. I'm sure you're thinking not great, but so the Iowa Local Technical Assistance Program has a Build a Better Mousetrap award program. I submitted something our guys built this year during the pandemic to promote social distancing while banding culverts together. What normally took two guys, they took a scissor jack, like a vehicle or RV scissor jack, modified that so one guy with an impact wrench could spread the band apart and put the culvert together. So we got third place in the state of Iowa.
Wow.
And are
Excellent.
submitted to the national competition now. So
Very good.
Excellent,
Well,
yeah.
congratulations.
our East District culvert crew, so that'd be Dwight Kellerman, Tim Vanderpool, and a few others that came up with the idea. So.
All right. Well, Tyler, thank you for reporting on that. Appreciate it. And congratulations to you and those individuals who built that. Fantastic.
Nice to see the guy that was thinking.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're still using it. I mean, it's actually made it much easier to
Yeah. And wrestling.
Excellent. Very good.
Wonderful.
Very good. Any other public comments, items not on this morning's agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on. Keisha, would you like to approve this morning's consent agenda?
Yes, I'd like to make the motion we approve today's consent
All right.
agenda.
Steve, would you like to second that?
I would like to second that.
All right.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Very good. On to business. We'll declare the public hearing open. Proposed zoning ordinance 2020-66. Missy?
Yeah, so this is a rezoning from ag to ag residential to allow for a fifth buildable lot in a tract where there's already currently 4 buildable lots. There's actually only one other home. This is just off of T17. And it is in a floodplain. This is an area where we don't have a lot of development. Typically, the only development that happens in the area are 20 years are in area, are members of the family, which that's what this is. This is a son wanting to build next to his father's property on the family farm. So September 15th, my zoning commission approved the rezoning, and they also approved a waiver of subdivision to allow it to be done by a plat survey. At this time, we still only have a proposed plat survey. I know they're on a list with one of the surveyors and don't yet have the completed survey. The property owners are aware and have been in contact with Brian Hatch about, and he has directed them to the state of Iowa about all the requirements to be built and obtain any and all floodplain permits, which will definitely be required. Our land use plan does show this as open or green space, so it allows for varying zoning districts. So it is within the aspect of the future land use plan.
All right. Very good. Are there any public comments? All right. Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Make motion, we close the public hearing.
Second?
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye. Very good. Item number 2 is to approve the first reading of the ordinance just described, 2020-66. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, Missy, can you clarify exactly where this is at? I was trying to locate and,
So this is just, directly north of, off of, give me an address here.
The Bottistello's,
yeah, is it?
What's that?
Bottistello's old,
Yeah, it's just north of there, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, okay.
Lives right north of it, so there's actually 2 county roads there, side by side. One looks like a driveway, but it actually is a county road directly north of Bottistello's and just north of Ben Myers, so the driveway is directly across from,
Okay, that's where I was wondering if
Myers.
that's where we were at, okay.
yep.
I guess I didn't recognize the address and that's where I was like, that was throwing me off, okay.
Yep, it's just north of, yeah, the property itself hasn't been officially assigned an address, until they get a permit, but, it is, the driveway's lined up with Ben Myers.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Thank you for that clarification.
Very good. Thank you. Steve, any discussion?
No?
All right. We'll entertain a motion to approve the first reading of this ordinance.
Make motion, we approve the first reading of ordinance 2020-66.
Second?
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye.
Excellent. Thank you. Next item is waive.
Yes?
To clarify, the address is, Earl Hammer's address is 1259 T17.
It is, okay, it is T17, okay. I wonder
Yeah,
what the heck I
yeah.
was looking at earlier that was
Um,
throwing me off on an address.
All right, very good. Thank you, Missy.
You're welcome.
Item number 3 is item to waive second and third reading of said ordinance 2020-66. Also, final approval and authorization for publication. And you have a question, Keisha?
Yes, I have a question. Missy, I think what was throwing me off on the beacon report back here, what does the property, what's the sheet
On the
that,
bottom, and I
Yeah.
apologize, so what happened was, I used that to print a map, and that was, and I know Jake called that out after I sent that to you guys. That was another petition. If you don't click on the parcel and you just zoom into the map, it won't necessarily change that bottom information.
Okay.
So
do we
that
need,
bottom information, has nothing to do with this parcel. I apologize, that was a,
okay,
on my part.
it's not anything that's in her documents, and she's just trying to show the general area.
Okay.
Where the site was.
that's where,
so-
okay,
And it has to follow the legal description.
Yeah, and
Yes,
that
okay.
has that's all on the documents itself. This was just to try and give you
Yeah,
a semblance
better,
of
okay,
numbers.
that's why I was throwing me off, so I was like, okay, no, I appreciate
Yeah,
that
see,
clarity.
What confused me is I recognized the
The
property from
property,
before.
yep, so, all right,
Good.
okay.
All right, good questions. Is there a motion to waive second and third reading and final approval with authorization to publish?
So moved.
Second.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Very good. Thank you. Missy, thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is resolution 2020-64. This is just fixing a date for the public hearing on the agreement to issue $4.9 million of general obligation loan notes. This is in support of our Prairie Ridge project that we're working on with the city of Pella. Note, it's for essential county purposes. Michael included that in the notation. So this is just setting the date. This is not approval of anything.
Okay.
You can see in the, did we put it in the notice, Jake? Or the note what the date would be?
It's the 27th, it's your next meeting.
Yeah.
You scroll down to the next page
Yeah, got it.
on the
So
right-hand side.
October October
Seven.
27th will be
That's
the
what will be
date.
published in the paper so your next meeting.
And we'll have a public hearing, we'll have discussion around these notes. Okay?
Okay.
Is there any discussion on this?
I don't have any.
I don't have any either.
All right, is there a motion to approve 2020-64?
Make motion to approve resolution 2020-64.
Second.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey.
Aye. Item 5, 2020-66. That can't be right, Jake.
Wait, there's another one in between. For the numbering, you mean?
I'm looking at item 3.
One's an
Oh,
ordinance.
one's ordinance, one's
One-
resolution.
Correction, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, two
Got it.
different.
Took my glasses off,
Yeah,
read
it's
it. Okay.
Two different structures.
2020-66, a resolution,
Yeah.
not an ordinance. And this is fixing the same date, which is October 22nd, for public hearing on the $1.45 million remaining on the general obligation notes for the law enforcement center. And when we do this with the county, we'll also have discussion on potentially lowering the interest rate on those notes as well. Interest rates are extremely favorable right now, so it'll be an opportunity to potentially combine that debt, refinance it accordingly, and get a better rate out of this whole deal.
I don't have any.
Steve, any discussion?
I'm assuming that we'll have those rates to compare.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Michael will have all that, absolutely.
That will not be on the 27th. 27th is public. Those rates will be when they sell. Well,
Right.
sorry,
No, we can model the rates out
Yes,
though, we can
yes.
get
Sorry, I
proposals on
was-
what the rates are, yeah.
my mistake. I just
Yeah,
showed
I'll
Steve
have that, I'll have that for you guys.
Yeah, but we're not gonna issue anything on that date,
The
but
only
we will have,
reason I bring that up so is for public awareness on how we're
yep,
how
Michael will
we're
have all
lowering
that.
our interest rates.
Yep, I'll prepare that for you folks.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Michael. All right, if there's no discussion or no additional discussion, we would entertain a motion approving 2020-66, a resolution.
Make motion we approve resolution 2020-66.
Second.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner.
Next, we have a request from Rick Hurt, South Central Iowa Solid Waste, regarding the VA campus generator, or a generator, yes. And your request, Rick, is?
Well, that you let me take it and put it at the landfill in a nutshell. That's what my request is. I respectfully request that the generator be transferred to the agency. We have a perfect spot for it. We currently don't have we have a backup generator for our office, but not for our leachate pumps and our maintenance shop down below. And we're currently going through and revamping all that, putting some bigger pumps in, adding a new pond, doing all sorts of things, and I kinda wanted to do all of this at once if I can.
Okay.
So I went and I got a quote I called 3E, they currently service our other generators at the locations we have, and I had them recommend an electrician. They recommended ABC out of Carlisle, and he's given me a quote. We'd have to build a structure for it. That's this slide that you're looking at here, around 16,000. I think we can do it probably that cheap. I've got a guy that can do the concrete in-house. Other stuff, it's gonna require a heater, some other things in it, but we're talking about, I went over and I looked at it with Chris, who was kind enough to show me in. And there are louvers over there that automatically open, let the air in, louvers that let it out, and we talked about what would happen, and I would like to take everything that goes with this thing, including the switch, the whole 9 yards, the louvers that open and close automatically, and incorporate it into a new building, and we will put plywood up to close the holes we leave in the place when we're done. I don't think you have use for it, but I don't know what your plan is, and I'm here to respectfully ask that you can do that. My estimated cost just to put a building in and move the generator itself is right around 83,000. I'll meet with my board tomorrow and ask them, depending on the way this meeting turns out, if I can have approval to spend that much money to put this generator in place. But it's as simple as that. It's a very nice generator. It really is.
Yeah.
One of my board members, alternates was at my last meeting, and he used to be in charge of all that stuff out at the VA. He said, this is a good one.
Oh,
He winterized it. He's had Caterpillar work on all of the generators out there. They never did any of the work themselves. They hired everything out. So we've got some decent equipment out there.
mhm, yeah.
And we would love to have this. If not for just transfer, name a number, because I'm gonna have to go to my board and come up with something that they can agree to for me to do this.
Okay.
For me to put one of this size in out there is more expensive than that, but I don't really, it's kind of in between. This size would work perfect, and I think it would be a great addition to the landfill. And we respectfully request that, you let us have it.
Right. Chris, how many of those generators do we have out there at the VA right now?
We have 7 total.
Okay.
The one that, Rick is looking at is actually one of the smallest ones on campus. This is the one located in the boiler plant. After, taking a look at it with him, it is an amazing shape. It's got, I think, 500 and some hours on it.
500.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it barely ever ran. I think, when they ran, Mid-American ran service out there, when the laundry went up, that building got new electric service to it. So, barring anything major on the electric grid, that generator just basically cycled weekly, turned on, made sure it was all running, did a self-check, and then shut off again. So
Yeah.
It's in amazing shape. I think it's a great opportunity to help another county entity out with stuff we already have on site, so.
Counselor, are there any legal issues with a board of supervisors selling county-owned property to another, I'll call it an NGO? I don't know if that's what solid waste classifies as, but it's gotta be something like that.
We're organized under a 28E, and we're owned by the 4 counties that is our planning area,
Yeah.
each one based on their population.
Mark, this is Andrew. Ed stepped out.
Oh.
So he's not here.
Well,
Just when you need a lawyer.
What's your answer, Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew, what's your answer?
I'm not going on record on that.
I think whether through a sale or whether through a transfer, I think it's beneficial to the county to repurpose that equipment out there. Like I said, whether we sell or transfer, if we transfer it to the landfill, he spoke of the leachate ponds. That's a requirement from the DNR. So I'm in favor of the transfer of the generator just for the continuation of the landfill in the county.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rick?
we're actually helping the citizens out.
Oh, sure. And I'm in favor of it too, Steve. We just want to make sure if we have any hurdles, we have to jump. Rick, if we put a price to it, what's your budget?
I didn't put one together on a price. I was hoping it would just be a transfer, but I would think that my board would still go for it for 20 grand or less. I'm not sure. It's up to my board.
Okay.
They might tell me no at 83,000, but
Sure.
I think I can push that through. I've got enough in my general obligation account that I can cover this. We've got a couple other big purchases coming up, but I'm in halfway decent shape out there right now.
Okay.
I'm not gonna brag and say we're in great shape, but we're pretty squared away.
Good.
Chris, do you have any suggestions on this at all in regards to, with all these generators? I mean, you got 7 others, possibly,
I think if you went 2 different routes on it, so we could go the salvage route, right? Find somebody to come in here. The associated cost with time, manpower, with all the extra projects we have going on within the county right now. And those generators are gonna directly, they'll net us a little something, but at the end of the day, no salvage contractor is gonna come in and offer us big dollars for these things. Especially considering the time and investment we'll have to put in from the county side, because I did go down this path. Initially when we got a hold of the VA campus and did an inventory of the things that we had on campus that were of value. I think the reality of it is it serves our citizens better if we can place these things. Now, obviously, I'm not a decision maker in this, but I think it serves the citizenry better with the investment that we have in the county of the VA currently, because I also realize that the VA project is not a dollar project for the county. You know, we've put substantial time into it, planning, the time of the board. We've got a lot of money wrapped up in the campus. I would like to see those things serve the people of the county, not just be subbed out to someone else. So I think it's a great opportunity.
Andrew, is Ed back?
Yes, sir.
What do you think? Yes.
Was that yes?
No, he's not here.
Oh, he's not there? Okay. Well, let's, so I'm in favor of this, Rick. And I would ask that maybe we think about between 15 to 20.
I'm on the aspect of, I would like to give the taxpayers something back a little bit. I mean, I'm not looking here to make a ton. That's why, because I didn't know if salvage, what you thought for salvage rate or anything like that.
It would be substantially under that.
Okay.
For a company to come in, tear this out, I mean, look at Rick's cost of $83,000. So for a salvage contractor, the way they're gonna work and the way the work works is they're gonna come in, they're not gonna look to house it somewhere. They're gonna throw it in a warehouse and try to resell it.
Right.
The reality of it is they're gonna try to get that for the absolute bottom dollar they can, so they can maximize their profit along with the labor that it takes. They've gotta at least recoup their labor and make a profit.
Okay.
If it's just labor recoup, they're not gonna do it. So you may get $3,000 to $5,000 out of a salvage contractor.
That's where I was at.
Yeah, but I think if you could talk to him about that. So what we can do is, I think you hear the sense of the board that we're in favor of something like this. And then I'd want to get, make it pending legal sign off or something like that.
Okay.
Just to make sure we can do that without any, gotta go through public hearing. What do we have to do to, are there steps we have to do in regard to that?
Would you like me to return for the next meeting?
If you could, that'd be,
I'd be happy.
I think that'd be great. I mean, we've had a good discussion. I think you get the sense of where we're at.
And my board meets tomorrow, so we can, kind of firm up what they have in mind as well.
Sure. So if you could get that kind of firmed up with them, we'll button up our legal side and then go from there.
I want to appreciate you showing interest, Chris. I appreciate you taking the time to do that. So I think that, yes, serving the citizens is beneficial.
So with that, I would entertain a motion to close discussion on this item.
I make motion we close discussion on the VA campus generator.
Are we going to, are we approaching, council about?
I'll do that.
And whether it's, do we have to have a public
Right.
bid or something?
I'll do that, yeah.
Okay,
For the next meeting,
second.
Ramey,
Aye,
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
thank you. Thank you, Rick, for the request. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for considering it.
Next, we have resolution 2020-65, approval of an Iowa DOT agreement for a federal aid swap. So Tyler, what do we got?
So this is a standard swap agreement, similar to the federal aid agreements that we have done in the past, although the funds are now swapped. So the agreement is slightly different in its language, as the money is not tied to federal dollars, or the project will no longer be tied to federal dollars. If you recall, this project was a bridge we had planned on not replacing and constructing an alternate alignment, for which we had a public hearing. Keisha, I don't know if you were on the board then,
I don't think so.
but
yeah, I don't remember this one.
the homeowner said, or adjacent property owner at the public hearing said we likely wouldn't use the alternative alignment, we prefer to just don't replace the bridge, I think. So, we did not construct the alternative alignment using federal dollars, so the bridge was just closed. The bridge is still posted at 3 tons, it's not being recommended for closure, but that's probably imminent. Last year, we received about 1 year's extra in federal aid bridge dollars that was then swapped due to the most recent FAST Act, or the Federal Highway Transportation Bill. And next year they're estimating at least half, if not another full year's worth of additional allocation. So a couple things there. With the additional funds and with the restrictions on the highway bridge program funds, we have to spend down our balance because we're trying to keep our balance high for a $3+ million bridge on T15. But we have a maximum balance that we can hold, so we have to spend the money. Now we have additional money coming in, so we have to spend it quickly. So here's a bridge that we had planned on not replacing due to simply a lack of funds. And now we have additional funds, and it falls in line with, where we would program it if we had the funds. It's not jumping ahead of a higher priority bridge based on traffic volume or anything like that. It would actually kind of fall in line here. So we're taking advantage of the additional funds and replacing a bridge that maybe would have not been funded, so.
Very good. Any discussion?
Tyler, does this service, do you have any numbers on servicing? With it being replaced, is it beneficial wise? Obviously, other than just replacement, because it's needs to be replaced, but would this allow more traffic? Would this,
It would not allow more traffic. Well, it would, because it's posted 3 ton.
Okay.
And it's been posted since at 7 ton or less since the 80s.
Okay.
Due to the design of the bridge. So it would allow higher use. Currently, the road is 35 vehicles a day, which is similar to the next couple of bridges that we have in line to be replaced. They're 35, 40, 50 vehicles a day and are of similar length. It is a local road. It's not a farm to market road. That was the struggle with funding in the past.
Okay.
And that's why we had chose to go with the alternative alignment versus replacement, because the local portion to replace the bridge was going to be more than if we just paid to construct a completely new alignment.
Okay.
Without a bridge. It will significantly reduce the detour. Like for those who exceed the 3 ton posting, or if the bridge were to close, 6+ mile detour.
Wow.
Can be avoided.
Okay.
The particular geometry of the location didn't lend itself to a culvert either, did it, Tyler?
No.
Okay.
No, and this is over English Creek.
Yeah.
Fully cut up and down, yeah.
We had considered low water bridges, so not a low water crossing, but basically a floodable bridge in the past, if we were not able to utilize federal funds, trying to do a cheaper alternative with local dollars. And I think this is the better route to go, long term, because every time we get a rain event, there's going to be maintenance on a low water bridge for us. So. Okay. And this will avoid that. There is also an intersection nearby that floods in large flood events that restricts access to about 3 homes on a dead end. As part of this project, the bridge would be raised, as would the road, which would mean that intersection would be raised and hopefully get it out of most of the flood events. We'll actually, once we complete the design, we'll know how many flood events we'll get out of. Maybe the 100-year, but not the 500-year flood event.
Isn't it about a quarter of a mile after raise that road?
Yeah.
To the east?
To the west.
West, yeah, to the west.
Yeah. To include the intersection, yeah.
Okay.
Which at that intersection, away from the bridge, is the dead end, the other direction.
Thank you. Appreciate the explanation. I don't have any other questions.
All right, good. Would entertain a motion to approve resolution 2020-65.
Make motion we approve resolution 2020-65.
Second.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye. Updates. Steve?
I have nothing at this time.
All right, very good. Do we have that?
Yep.
Keisha, you want to talk a little bit about property tax distribution? I know you and Jake worked on a little chart here, so take it away.
Yeah. Actually, I appreciate Emily and Jake working together on this. Just would like to do a little update in regarding to property taxes and encouraging people to get out, and when it's budget session, whether it's for your school, your county, your city, how important it is to be a part. As you can see in front of us, the abstracts of your taxes and your property taxes. So when you're looking at the pie chart, I thought it was important to have a visual. As you can see, the colors, do we have the colors on the bottom? Yeah, there. Okay. So the orange, well, yellowish, I should say, is community schools, which is 48%. County is 26. Cities, 22. And then you have your community colleges, which is 2%. And then the township is a 1%. And then the ag extension is 1%. So 3 big factors when you're looking at this, with 48%, the 22, and the 26. We want to be transparent. I want to be transparent as a board, so that people know when their tax dollars, where it's going. Thankfully, our treasurer does an excellent job and collecting and providing, but also to know where your tax dollars are going. So I strongly encourage when it comes budget time, to be a part. That's where you make the change. Is you come to the meetings, you express, be a part in even the meetings. I mean, I encourage people to come to our and to Zoom on for our supervisor meetings. So yeah. I don't know if anybody else has anything, but I wanted just to make that my update. I want to continue to educate when it comes to property tax, and I thought a visual would be good.
Very good. Thank you, Keisha.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. All right. I don't think I really have anything. We've got a Board of Health meeting tonight. Jake and I have a bond call at 11 to talk to rating agencies with Michael regarding our Prairie Ridge proposed debt that we talked about earlier. And I think that's about it. That's all I got.
Okay.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Make motion we adjourn.
Second?
Sorry.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.